If you're just here for the Parsha reading, you can skip to this timestamp here. And I just want to start by saying, well, first of all, Shavua Tov, and it's nice to see you again if you're coming back for these readings. This is actually my second time reading the Parsha because I did the whole Parsha reading this morning, and I was actually in my office and I realized that the background and just the setting was very sterile and unwelcoming. And I've also been trying to improve the audio quality, so I was using my computer mic. It means that I was recording on my computer, which I was doing it through Zoom, and the quality was just not very good. So all that being said, I'm trying to improve the quality of these weekly readings so that they're a little bit more pleasant for you. And I decided to just bring them back into my home because it's a lot cozier. So anyway, to start off, this week we're on Parashat Vayishlach, and I want to start off by actually reading the introduction from my Chumash, which has a nice way to frame where we are within the Parshiot. So the name of the Parsha. Vayishlach means he sent, which refers to the concept of shlichut, sending an emissary or representative. In the broader sense, we're all shluchim, emissaries of the Almighty. He placed our souls into our bodies in order for us to carry out a mission here on earth, to perform the mitzvot of the Torah and to influence our surroundings positively so that the physical world becomes a home for God. More specifically, the shlichut to affect the outside world can be divided into two phases. A, when he is away from the synagogue and study hall, the Jew spreads the light of Judaism to his surroundings. And B, he is not satisfied with the shlichut which he alone is carrying out, and he endeavors to make more shluchim, others who will also be charged with enthusiasm to spread Torah and Judaism. These two phases are alluded to in the two Parshiot, Vayetze and Vayishlach. A, Vayetze means he departed. Yaakov left his homeland on a shlichut to influence an environment which was alien to Judaism. And B, Vayishlach means he sent, alluding to the second phase of shlichut, where shaliach is not satisfied with his own ongoing achievements and he inspires others to be shluchim. Subsequently, we proceed to Vayeshev, which means he settled. Yaakov wished to settle in peace, from Rashi, alluding to the peaceful harmony of the true and complete redemption. Okay, so diving in, we're on Parashat Vayishlach. Yaakov sent angels ahead of him to his brother Esau, to the land of Seir, to the fields of Edom. He instructed them, saying, "Say the following to my master, to Esau. This is what your servant Yaakov said. I have been living with Lavan like a stranger, so there's no need to be jealous of me, and I have been delayed until now. I possess oxen, donkeys, flocks, servants, and maids, but Father's blessing for dew of the heavens and fatness of the earth has not been fulfilled. I have sent this message to tell to my master, to let you know that I am coming, to find favor in your eyes, since I seek peace with you." The angels returned to Yaakov, saying, "We came to your brother, but he is still behaving like the wicked Esau. He is also heading toward you, and 400 men are with him." Yaakov was very worried that he might be killed and pained that he may kill other people too. So he divided the people who were with him, the flocks, the cattle, and the camels, into two camps. He said, "If Esau comes to one camp and strikes it down, then I will fight with him, so the remaining camp will survive." Yaakov said, "O God of my father Abraham and God of my father Yitzchak, God who said to me, 'Return to the land of your forefathers, to your birthplace, and I will be with you.' My merits have become small due to all the acts of kindness and the true fulfillment of all your promises they have done for your servant. So I fear that I've lost the merit to be saved from Esau. For when I crossed this river Jordan, I only had my stick, and now I have amassed two camps. Please save me from the hand of my so-called brother, from the hand of Esau, for I am afraid of him. He might come and strike me, and even a mother with her children. You said, 'I will do good to you in your merit, and I will do good in the merit of your forefathers, and I will make your descendants as widespread as the sand of the sea, which cannot be counted because of their great number.' He slept there that night. As a further preparation, he took a gift from his possessions for his brother Esau, 200 female goats, 20 male goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 nursing camels with their young, 40 cows, 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys, and 10 male donkeys. He gave each species its own herd separately into the hands of his servants. He said to his servants, 'Pass on ahead of me about 1 day's distance and make a space no more than the eye can see, between one herd and another herd, so that Esau appreciates the size of the gift.' He instructed the first group, saying, 'When my brother Esau encounters you and questions you, saying, "Whose property are you? Where are you going? Whose property are these animals in front of you?" you should say, "We belong to your servant Yaakov. This is a gift sent to my master, to Esau. And look, Yaakov himself is coming right behind us." He also instructed the second group, the third group, and all those who followed the herds, saying, "This is how you should speak to Esau when you meet him. You should also say, look, your servant Yaakov is behind us. For Yaakov said to himself, I'll appease his anger with the gift that is going ahead of me, and afterwards I'll see him face to face. Perhaps he'll accept me. So the gift passed on ahead of him, and he slept that night in the camp. During that night he got up, and he took his 2 wives, his 2 maids, and his 11 children, together with Dinah, who was hidden in a chest, and crossed the shallow part of the river Yabok. He took them and brought them across the stream. He went backwards and forwards and took across everything he had. Yaakov forgot some small jars and went back for them. He was left alone. Esau's guardian angel, appearing as a man, wrestled with him until the break of dawn. When he saw that he could not prevail against Yaakov, he touched the joint of his hip. As he wrestled with him, the socket of Yaakov's hip became dislocated. The angel said, Let me go, for the morning has arrived, and I must recite songs of praise. Yaakov said, I will not let you go unless you consent to the blessing which Esau is grieved that my father gave me. The angel said to him, What is your name? Yaakov, he said. Please be patient, he said. God will reveal himself to you in Bethel, and then your name will no longer be called Yaakov, which denotes trickery, akava, and deceit, but rather Israel, suggesting that the blessings were authorized, beserara, because you have fought with an angel of God, and with Lavan and Esau, and you have overcome them. I will be there too, and I will consent to your blessing then. Yaakov questioned him and said, Tell me your name. He said, Why is it that you ask for my name? We angels simply don't have a fixed name. Yaakov persisted that the angel consent to his blessings. Eventually the angel conceded, and he blessed him there. Yaakov named the place Peniel, God's face, because I saw God face to face, and my soul was saved. When he passed Peniel, the sun rose for him, and he was limping on his thigh. Consequently, to this day, the children of Israel may not eat the sciatic nerve of an animal, which arises by the hip joint, because the angel touched the joint of Yaakov's hip at the sciatic nerve. Yaakov looked around to see, and look, Esau was coming, and 400 men were with him. So Yaakov divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and the 2 maids. He placed the maids and their children first, Leah and her children behind, because they were more cherished, and Rachel with Yosef last, because they were the most cherished. He went ahead of them to protect them and prostrated himself progressively on the ground 7 times until he approached his brother. This aroused Esau's compassion, so Esau ran toward him and embraced him. He fell on Yaakov's neck and kissed him, and they wept. Esau looked around and saw the women and the children. He said, How are these people related to you? Yaakov said, They are the children whom God has graciously given your servant. The maids approached Esau, both they and their children, and they prostrated themselves. Leah and her children approached and prostrated themselves, and afterwards Yosef and Rachel approached and prostrated themselves. Esau said, What was your idea of this whole entourage that I met? To find favor in my master's eyes, said Yaakov. Esau said, I have plenty more than I need. My brother, you can keep what is yours. Yaakov said, Please don't say that. If indeed I have now found favor in your eyes, then take my gift from my hand. Yaakov intimidated Esau by saying, You deserve the gift simply because I have seen your face, which is like seeing the face of an angel of God. For I have indeed seen your guardian angel, and you have been appeased by me. Please take my gift, which has been brought to you through tremendous effort, for God has favored me, and I have everything I need. Yaakov urged him, and he took it. Esau said, Set off and we'll go together. I will go alongside you, as slowly as you want. Yaakov said to him, My master knows that the children are tender. The flocks and the cattle which are raising their young depend upon me. If they push them too hard one day, all the flocks will die. Let my master please go ahead at his own pace before his servant, and I'll move at my own slow pace, according to the pace of the animal workforce that I'm responsible for, and according to the pace of the children, until I come and meet my master at our final destination of Seir. Esau said, Please let me station with you some of the men that are with me. Why is that necessary? Yaakov said. May I find favor in my master's eyes, and don't pay me anything. On that day, Esau went back to Seir, his usual hangout, alone. Yaakov traveled to Sukkot and built himself a house. He made huts, Sukkot, for his cattle. Therefore he named the place Sukkot. After 18 months on his way from Padan Aram, Yaakov came to the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, whole in health, wealth, and Torah knowledge, and he encamped in front of the city. He bought the part of the field where he had pitched his tents from the sons of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 kasitas. He erected an altar there, and he named it to commemorate the miracle of his salvation. God is the God of Israel. Dinah, Leah's daughter, whom she had borne to Yaakov, went out to observe the daughters of the land. Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, prince of the land, saw her. He took her, lay with her, and violated her. His soul cleaved to Dinah, Yaakov's daughter. He loved the girl. He spoke to the girl's heart, telling her how much wealth he had, more than Yaakov. Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying, "Take this girl for me as a wife." While his sons were with his flocks in the field, Yaakov heard that Shechem had defiled his daughter Dinah. Yaakov kept silent, waiting until they came home. Hamor, Shechem's father, went off to Yaakov to speak with him. When they heard the news, Yaakov's sons came home from the fields. The men were distressed and extremely angry, for Shechem had committed a disgraceful act in Israel, to lie with the daughter of Yaakov. Such acts were not done, even by the nations at that time. Hamor spoke with them, saying, "My son Shechem's soul yearns for your daughter. Please give her to him for a wife. Your whole family can marry with us. Give your daughters to us, and take our daughters for yourselves. Live with us. The land will be free for you. Settle in it, do business in it, and buy property in it." Shechem said to Dinah's father and to her brothers, "May I find favor in your eyes? Whatever you tell me, I will give. Impose upon me a large dowry and gifts, and I'll give whatever you ask me. Just give me the girl for a wife." Yaakov's sons responded ingeniously to Shechem and his father Hamor, and they spoke up. Their response was not dishonest when one considers that he had defiled their sister Dinah. They said to them, "We are unable to do this thing, to give our sister to a man who has a foreskin. As to us, it's a blemish of disqualification. We will consent to you, however, with this condition. If you'll be like us, to have all your males circumcised, then we will give you our daughters, and we'll take your daughters for ourselves. We'll live with you and become one people. But if you do not listen to us to be circumcised, we will take our daughter and go." Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son, were pleased with their words. The young man did not delay carrying out the matter, because he desired Yaakov's daughter. He was the most honored of all his father's household. Hamor and his son Shechem came to the gate of their city, and they spoke to the people of their city, saying, "These men are peaceful and sincere with us. They're going to live in the land and do business in it. The land is clearly spacious enough for them, so there's nothing to lose. We'll take their daughters for ourselves as wives, and we'll give them our daughters. But the men will only agree to live with us, to be one family on this condition, by all our males being circumcised, just as they are circumcised. Then won't all their flocks, their property, and all their cattle be ours? Let's consent to them, and then they will live with us." All the residents of his city listened to Hamor and his son Shechem, and every male that lived in his city became circumcised. And then on the third day, when they were in pain, Yaakov's two sons, Shimon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took each man a sword. They came to the city confidently, since they knew the people were weak, and they killed every male. They killed Hamor and his son Shechem with a sword. They took Dinah out of Shechem's house and left. Yaakov's sons came to strip the corpses of their possessions. They plundered the city that had defiled their sister. They took their flocks, their cattle, their donkeys, whatever was in the city and whatever was in the fields. They captured and plundered all their wealth, all their infants, their wives, and everything that was in the house. Yaakov said to Shimon and to Levi, "You have made my mind troubled, creating hostility between me and the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and among the Perizzites. I have only a few men. They can gather against me and attack me, and then I and my household will be destroyed." Shimon and Levi said, "Could we allow them to make our sister like a harlot?" God said to Yaakov, "Get going and travel up to Bethel and settle there. Make there an altar to the God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau." Yaakov said to his household and to all who were with him, "Remove the foreign gods which are among you from the booty of Shechem. Purify yourselves from idol worship and change your clothes in case they were used for idol worship too. We're setting off to go up to Bethel. I will make an altar to the God who answered me on the day of my distress and who was with me on the day that I went." They gave Yaakov all the foreign gods that were in their possession and the earrings that were in their ears. Yaakov hid them under the non-fruit-bearing tree that was near Shechem. Then they journeyed. The fear of God was upon the cities that were around them, and they did not pursue the children of Yaakov. Yaakov came to Luz, which is in Bethel, that is in the land of Canaan, both he and all the people who were with him. He built an altar there, and he called the place, "God is in Bethel," for God was revealed to him there when he was fleeing from his brother. Rivka's nurse, Devorah, who had come to fetch Yaakov from Lavan's house, died. She was buried beneath Bethel at the bottom of the plain, Alon, so he named it Alon Bachut. God appeared again to Yaakov in the same location as he was coming from Padan Aram, and he blessed him. God said to him, "Your name is Yaakov. You will no longer be named Yaakov, which denotes deception, Akava. Rather, Israel shall be your name, denoting a leader, Sar." And he named him Israel. God said to him, "I'm the Almighty God who has the power to bless. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation through Benjamin and a multitude of nations through Manasseh and Ephraim will come from you, and kings, Shal and Ishbosheth, descended from Benjamin, shall emerge from your loins. I'll give you the land that I gave to Abraham and to Yitzchak, and I'll give the land to your descendants after you. God's glory ascended from him in the place where he had spoken with him. Yaakov erected a monument in the place where God had spoken with him, a stone monument. He poured a drink offering on it, and he poured oil on it. Yaakov named the place where God had spoken with him, Beit El. They journeyed from Beit El, and there was still considerable distance to come to Ephrat when Rachel went into labor. Her labor was difficult. And then when she was having difficulty giving birth, the midwife said to her, "Do not be afraid, for this one too is a son for you." And then as her soul was departing, for she was dying, she named him Ben-Oni, son of my sorrow. But his father called him Binyamin, son of the south, the land of Canaan. Rachel died. She was buried on the road to Ephrat, which is Bethlehem. Yaakov erected a monument on her grave, which is a monument of Rachel's grave until this day. Israel journeyed, and he pitched his tent at some distance past the Tower of Eder. And then, when Israel was living in that land, Reuven moved the bed of Yaakov from where it lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, as a protest that Yaakov had not moved his bed to Leah's tent after Rachel's passing. Israel heard about it. Yaakov now had 12 sons after Binyamin's birth. Leah's sons, Reuven, Yaakov's firstborn, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, Issachar, and Zebulun. Rachel's sons, Yosef and Binyamin. Rachel's maid, Bilhah's sons, Dan and Naphtali. Leah's maid, Zilpah's sons, Gad and Asher. All these are Yaakov's sons who were born to him in Padan Aram. Yaakov came to his father Yitzchak at the plain of Mamre in Kiryat Arba, which is Hebron, where Abraham and Yitzchak lived. Yitzchak lived a total of 180 years. Yitzchak breathed his last and died, and his soul was gathered to be with the souls of his people. He was old and satisfied with lengthy days. His sons Esau and Yaakov buried him. These are the descendants of Esau, who is also called Edom. Esau took his wives and the Canaanite girls. Adah, also known as Basmat, daughter of Ailon the Hittite. Ahalivama, also known as Yehudit, daughter of Anah and daughter of Tzivon the Hivite. And Basmat, also known as Mahalat, sister of Nevayot, daughter of Ishmael. Adah gave birth to Eliphaz for Esau, and Basmat gave birth to Reuel. Ahalivama gave birth to Yeush, Yalam, and Korach. All these are the children of Esau who were born to him in the land of Canaan. Esau took his wives, his sons, his daughters, all the people of his household, his flocks, all his animals, and all his property that he had acquired in the land of Canaan, and he went to find another land, due to his brother Yaakov, because their possessions were too numerous for them to dwell together. The land which they inhabited could not support them, because there was not enough space for their flocks to graze. So Esau settled in Mount Seir. Esau is also known as Edom. These are the descendants of Esau, the father of the Edomites on Mount Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, son of Esau's wife, Adah; Reuel, son of Esau's wife, Basmat. The children of Eliphaz were Timon, Omar, Tsepho, Gatam, and Kenaz. Timnah was a concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she gave birth to Amalek for Eliphaz. All these are the children of Adah, the wife of Esau. These are the children of Reuel, Nachat, Zerach, Shammah, and Mizah. They are the children of Basmat, the wife of Esau. These are the children of Ahalivama, daughter of Anah and daughter of Tzivon, Esau's wife. She gave birth to Yeush, Yalam, and Korach for Esau. These are the family heads of the children of Esau. From the children of Eliphaz, Esau's firstborn, the head of the Timon family, the head of the Omar family, the head of the Tsepho family, the head of the Kenaz family, the head of the Korach family, the head of the Gatam family, the head of the Amalek family. They are the family heads of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. All these are the children of Adah. These are the family heads from the children of Reuel, Esau's son, the head of the Nachat family, the head of the Zerach family, the head of the Shammah family, and the head of the Mizah family. They are the family heads of Reuel in the land of Edom. All these are the children of Basmat, Esau's wife. These are the family heads from the children of Ahlivamah, Esau's wife, the head of the Yeush family, the head of the Yalam family, the head of the Korach family. They are the family heads of Ahlivamah, daughter of Anah, Esau's wife. These mentioned above are the children of Esau. All these are their family chiefs. Esau is also known as Edom. These are the children of Seir the Horite, the inhabitants of the land before Esau arrived there: Lotan, Shoval, Tzivon, Anah, Dishon, Eitzer, and Dishan. All these are the family heads of the Horites, Seir's children in the land of Edom. The children of Lotan were Hori and Chemam. The sister of Lotan was Timnah. These are the children of Shoval: Alvan, Manachat, Aival, Shepho, and Onam. These are the children of Zivon, Aya and Anna. He is Anna, who crossbred mules in the wilderness when he pastured the donkeys for his father Zivon. These are the children of Anna, Dishon and Ahalivama, the daughter of Anna. These are the children of Dishon, Chemdan, Eshban, Isran, and Keran. These are the children of Eitzer, Bilhan, Zaavan, and Akan. These are the children of Dishan, Utz, and Aran. These are the family chiefs of the Horites, the head of the Lotan family, the head of the Shoval family, the head of the Tzivon family, the head of the Anna family, the head of the Dishon family, the head of the Eitzer family, and the head of the Dishan family. All these are the family heads of the Horites according to their families in the land of Edom. These are the kings who reigned in the land of Edom before any king reigned over the children of Israel. Bela, son of Beor, reigned in Edom, and the name of his city was Dinhava. Bela died, and Yovav, son of Zerach of Batsra, reigned in his place. Yovav died, and Husham from the land of the Temanites reigned in his place. Husham died, and Hadad, son of Bedad, who defeated the Midianites in the field of Moab, reigned in his place. The name of his city was Avit. Hadad died, and Samlah of Masraika reigned in his place. Samlah died, and Shaul of Rehovot on the river Euphrates reigned in his place. Shaul died, and Baal-Hanan, son of Achbor, reigned in his place. Baal-Hanan, son of Achbor, died, and Hadar reigned in his place. The name of his city was Pa'u. His wife's name was Mehaitavel, daughter of Matraid, the daughter of Mai Zahav. These are the names of the regional heads of Esau's land, according to what was previously their families, but now assigned by their places, all of which had their own names. The head of the Timnah area, the head of the Alva area, the head of the Esite area, the head of the Ahalivama area, the head of the Isla area, the head of the Pinon area, the head of the Kenaz area, the head of the Taiman area, the head of the Mifsar area, the head of the Magdi'il area, which is Rome, the head of the Iram area. These are the regional heads of Edom, according to the inhabited areas in the land of their inheritance. Edom is also known as Esau, father of the Edomites. Wow, that was a difficult one for pronunciation, even though I had practiced by reading this already this morning. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, and I hope you'll continue along with me. I'll be doing my best to be posting these every Sunday, B'ezrat Hashem. If you know anyone who might want to listen to this Parsha reading, who might benefit from just listening along, please share this with them. I would love to see more people joining us each week. And other than that, I want to wish you a Shavuot Tov, and that you have a beautiful, happy, harmonious, and healthy week. Yitzhak.